Since quitting porn, I think I've literally 10 times my dating life, my sex life, and I'm just like overall, like probably, if not more, 10 times more productive, like on a day-to-day basis. Like when I was watching porn, that was so fucking consuming, it was actually insane. But anyway, my name's James. I want to help as many young men as possible date the girl of their dreams and actually keep her like as potential lifelong partners. Like today's topic, we're literally going to be talking about how to quit porn. So if you watch porn and you want to stop, like actually listen to this video because I'm actually going to give some fucking good advice. Like I used to be a fucking porn addict. Like when I used to say like I'm a porn addict, bro, I used to watch that shit like YouTube. Like you imagine an iPad kid, bro, that was me. Like literally I would watch that shit. Like I wouldn't even jerk off. No, I'm just watching that all day basically. From the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. Like I'm just fucking just consume. And shit, sometimes I'd jerk off maybe 3-4 times a day. Like, bro, it was bad. I remember when I was 17, I'm in a relationship and she'd go off to work and I would just like, as soon as she leaves, bro, I like open up Safari and I'm like jerking her. Bro, and like, I'm not even in a sexless like relationship or anything. I'm just that fucking addicted to porn that like as soon as she leaves, I watch her. So this is about 2020 and I realized, oh shit, I actually need to quit porn. Like I'm a porn addict. I've been watching this since I was a young teenager. I think it would have been, and I'm from New Zealand, right? So like we have different sort of like year levels. So I'm year 7 when I start watching full on Safari Pornhub. Like this is Pornhub. Before that, previous to that, I was watching, I don't know if you maybe have like an older brother or your dad or whatever, but they had like DVDs and shit, right? So like I used to watch Girls Gone Wild on DVD. That was cool at the time. But thinking back, it's like, it's so readily available and I should not have been watching that sort of stuff at that age. And that's all I start thinking about. I go to school and I don't even pay attention. All I'm thinking about is like going home and watching porn, right? And it's fucking terrible. It wasn't until it was 2020 and I was like, okay, I'm going to quit now, for real. And I relapsed over that year probably 3 or 4 times. Like I really struggled with even quitting, and that's fine, right, guys? So by the way, on your journey of quitting porn, you will relapse, like probably a fair few amount of times. I mean, I relapsed over that year 3 or 4 times, and before that, if I ever tried to quit it all, it was like instant relapse. Like I don't even think I would have gone a week without watching porn before I tried to like really quit. And that's one thing that you got to have in mind. Like you have to actually really want to quit because that shit is so addicting. I think it's more so addicting than like people who drink alcohol. Like I'm sure there's like as a young person, if you drink alcohol, I'm sure like it's mostly in moderation. Like if you're drinking every night, maybe don't do that. But if you're watching porn every single day to the point where you're watching it like YouTube, like me, you have a problem. And I'm going to give you 3 things, but one of the number 1 things that stopped me from watching porn was just realizing the trigger points, right? So everyone has a trigger point. If you see something that triggers your mental response to actually wanting to go jerk off, right? So for me, it was just seeing half naked woman or like naked woman in general, just anything. So I used to have an app called Tumblr. So for anyone who's aware that the app Tumblr, when it was around before, that was basically just like soft porn or porn. Like there was porn on there. It was either soft porn or it was normal porn, and like, there was other shit like vaporwave, all that fucking meme shit, but, half of it was pretty much porn. So every time I'd go on the app, almost every time that I went on that app, I would end up on Pornhub. So for me, that was a trigger. So I knew that app was no good for me. So what I did, I deleted that shit. The second app was like Reddit, like that shit, it's all that sort of stuff. As soon as I saw half naked like picture or video or whatever it was, that was my trigger, and I went straight on to porno after that. So like number 1 is just realizing what's your trigger, man. What's gonna do it, what's gonna take you from where you are now to jerking off. Whatever's that trigger there, you need to cut that shit. Get rid of that shit ASAP. Don't just be like, oh, I just won't use it, or I'll delete it from my home screen or whatever. No, you need to get that shit off your phone and don't download that shit again, and make a promise to yourself not to download it. So as soon as Tumblr was gone, I as soon as I relapsed, I brought it back because it's like, oh fuck, I relapsed. Like, it's all, whatever. It's fine. It's me just saying that it's okay to be, addicted to porn and downloading these apps. It's not okay. Delete that shit and don't ever get it back. And if you relapse, still don't ever get that shit back. Just like understand that relapsing is a part of it. If you go 2 months without it, the next month go 5 months without it before relapsing, right? And then, after a while, you should be fine. In 2021, that's when, I know it was a bit before, like a couple months before, but since 2021 until now, I haven't watched porn at all. And it's from 2020 where I really fucking tried and I had those relapses and I fixed my trigger points by deleting those apps, was how I really was able to cut it off. And then also you could just think about long term, right? So that's number 3. Number 1, trigger points. Number 2, understand that relapsing is part of it and it will happen, and just next time go without it. And number 3 is thinking long term, think longevity, right? So like, that it's a problem now, but in the future, just think like how much better and more productive you'll be if you're not spending all your fucking time jerking your dick. Just being honest. Like, that shit is really fucking consuming. It takes a lot of your time and it takes a lot of your fucking energy, right? Like, after you jerk off, how much energy do you actually have? Probably don't want to go to the gym, you probably don't want to do those productive things that you really should be doing. It's not worth it. It's really just not worth it. And number 4, guys, this is a little bonus one. Like, if you're starting to see that your dick's starting to curve a little bit to the left, or if you're, left-handed, it's curving to the right, guys, like, that's like, yo, you really need to fucking stop. Like, that's that shit that's like, yo, your actual dick's like fucking curving. My dick curves to the left a little bit, right? And it's just like, it's really fucking obvious why. Because I just fucking jerked it that many fucking times, right? So, yeah. But take those 3 things into account and like, you will be able to quit porn. So since quitting, I was able to start my own personal training business. I was able to start going on dates properly because I actually had energy. I actually started like being able to see girls differently, like not just being like, oh, would I or would I not? Because, when you watch porn every day, all you just think about is like, would I sleep with that girl or would I not sleep with that girl? And like, that's not really a healthy way to look at things. And it's really not a healthy way to look at girls in particular, especially girls that you want to actually date. If you need any more help with anything like dating, that sort of stuff, leave a comment down below, guys, because I'm more than happy to answer those questions and make a specific video on that. But for now, let's just try and cut that porn addiction out. So yeah, my name's James, and I'll see you guys in the next video.